Alright, we're on the Rotorhead server. We're going to do some search and rescue. Currently, we're on the aircraft carrier Tarawa, and we are in the Mediterranean, and we're going south towards the island over there. That's Cyprus. This is a persistent campaign where we started in Gaza, and we went north, Lebanon, Syria, into Turkey. We went west. Now we're going south through the Mediterranean over to the Cyprus island. The server itself is a persistent campaign, so this particular combat tour, I guess you'd say, for this server started in November of 2023. 24/7, it's just collectively people just logging in and fighting. It's PvE, so all of us versus the AI, which is pretty cool. So let's get the Black Hawk up and running and do some SAR. We got some down crews in the water from the initial assault, and then we'll make our way back, drop them off, and see if we can get on land. Alright. Our brakes are on, tail wheel is locked, get the radios on. VHF is going to be 250. There we go. FM is going to be 30. There we go. Let's get the fuel on. Engine start. There we go. Radio. Now we got 3 people on 30 FM right now. Let's get those RPMs up. Wind 0 knots, direction 180. Alright. RPMs look good for engine 1. Let's get engine 2 up. We're going with no doors, so it's going to be a little noisy. Let the RPMs and the temperature rise. We'll get our RPMs all the way up once our throttle is pushed forward. Everything else, good to go, good to go. Not going to use that. Everything else is good. Let's increase our throttle a little bit here. Check our map. See where we're at here. I think we're going this way. Yeah, so we got 2 air crews that crashed out in the water. Let's see if they need assistance and someone else is going for them. We'll find out. Who am I on this aircraft with right now? Aircraft carrier. I got 2 people behind me. Disco 1-1, 11T, and then Disco 1-2 in front. A lot of Russian aircrafts here. 2 Heinz and an Mi-8. And then me. Alright, we'll keep that right there so we can get all of it in. Alright. we'll turn that off in just a second here. Let's get this pilot out of here. Pilot body is gone. See him take off so we can get out of here. Tower air traffic, UH-60 requesting permission to depart from position. Tower 1, air traffic, UH-60, taking off from position. Alright, let's get out of here. Go. Now as we head out here, we'll see if there's any air crews that are going to be able to get in contact with. We'll request for blue smoke, they'll pop smoke, and we'll have to do a hover above them to hoist them up. Looks good. Looks like there's somebody right off our nose. SAR reporting for duty. SAR reporting for duty. There we go. Maybe having the doors off and open is too loud. I have the virtual doors removed so I could close it. Making, oh, that looks like there's some guys in the water over there. SAR, deploy smoke. No? No, there's just something in the water. Okay. SAR deploy flare. SAR deploy smoke. Oh, there's smoke off. Right off our nose now. So that's an air crew that's been in the water. They need to get the hell out of the water and back to that carrier. Then we're going to head out that way to Cyprus. So the way this works is if you're flying in an attack helicopter and you are shot down, you get 3 lives per 24 hours. Your pilot and the air crew will actually remain at the location of the crash site if they survive the crash. And within 24 hours, if they are not returned to either a MASH, an airport, or any of the ships, that life is lost. So if you're playing in an Apache and you get shot down 3 times within a 24-hour period, you can no longer fly in the Apache. You don't have any lives left, unless any of the UH helicopters go out for search and rescue and pick up your pilot and air crew and return them to any of those locations. So there is consequences for getting shot down, crashing, all sorts of stuff, which makes it very important for utility helicopters to head out there and complete, search and rescue missions, whether it be behind enemy lines, combat search and rescue. So it's pretty cool how that's set up. I thoroughly enjoy being escorted into an enemy presence zone and picking up downed pilots and their air crews. So let's see real quick. Yeah, I see one person swimming, 2. Got my eyes on multiple people down there. Yep, there they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks like there might be 5 or 6 people down there. Let's go ahead and pick them up. There they are. There's a couple of them right there. Oh, there's a bunch of them over there as well. All right. We got one in. Essentially, you have to hover above them, and then it'll tell you the countdown over there on how long it's going to take. We'll get that guy in a second. Wait for that smoke to go away. A couple of these guys here. There we go. Hold the 10-second hover above them. I see you down there, guys. We'll get you up in a second. Small adjustments here to maintain this hover. 2 seconds and 10 seconds more for this last guy. So I guess that was 40 seconds for these guys. 10 seconds per pilot to winch them up. I might be too far away. Let's see. We got these guys. Let's get that last pilot over there. That's not my favorite. Pay attention to my altitude. See the altitude, top right over here, are 24 feet. This is my horizon. lost in the visuals here. Smoke's dissipating. That's great. Alright, let's hold this hover right here. 28 feet. Nosed up slightly. One more second. And pilot is in. Alright. Let's get them back to the carrier. Let's do one more circle quick. We got a couple helicopters going in now. Yep, they're flying together. Just make sure there's nobody else out here before we head back. Could always check show aircrew on map. Show pilots on map. Here we go. Pilots will be seen for 30 seconds. Seems like there's a whole nother crew out there. There's a lot of guys out there. So I have 5 on board right now. The UH-60 takes 10 with my crew. Should be off my 1 o'clock. See if we can find them without the smoke and maybe just use flares. Somewhere in this direction. SAR deploy flare. 5 kilometers off my nose. Alright, I'm not going to see a flare at daytime at this distance. Have to make sure I get no radar tracking. One thing picking us up. 4 o'clock. Makes sense. Saying right now that they can hear us. I hear you, damn, that thing is loud. Alright, so means we're within 4 kilometers of them. Hopefully they'll be out there somewhere. We'll be able to see them. They had another flare on them. SAR deploy flare. Oh, there they are. Right there. Well, somebody just went down. They just requested. Oh, there they are, right off my nose. Right down there. There's a whole bunch of them. Oh boy, I don't think I have room for everybody. There's like 10 pilots there. And an air crew. Must have been a Chinook that went down out this way. SAR deploy flare. Yeah, wow. Look at how many there are in the water. Alright. I'll get what I can. We'll have to come back out. It's a little too hard here. Alright, it's going to be a long hover. 10 seconds per pilot. That's 2, so we have a total of 7 on board. We can only take 3 more, and then we will turn. Eight. 9. Oh, another helicopter down. Crew chief, how many air crew on board? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10. All right. There's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's at least 6 more. Plus those guys in the circle. I wonder if those are troops and not rescue, as in combative infantry, AI, and not pilots. All right. Let's head back. I think each pilot represents 200 kilograms of weight. It's pretty heavy, maybe with all their equipment and whatnot. So it does affect the way that this helicopter is going to respond the more you load up. So if you're taking a crate, sling loading, or just a bunch of troops, or you're gonna and armament, you're gonna be heavy. It's gonna affect everything. Let's push it a little bit, speed it up. I'm gonna get these guys out and get back out there and pick them up. Looks good. Somebody else down. Somebody else landed on the Tarawa now. north approach.
250 radio check. Loud and clear. Appreciate you.
Tower air traffic, UH-60 inbound from the north, ETA 30 seconds out. SAR have been taken to the medical clinic. Good job. Alright, let's head back out for the rest. Tower air traffic, UH-60 departing north. Lose that ground effect as soon as we take off, because we're not going into ETL using any of the airstrip. There's people going down left and right out there. Alright, so we're gonna have to get back out there, locate those guys again. This time I'm gonna use the blue smoke from quite a distance to give me a better heading. They were out that way a little bit more. Pick up the pace a little bit again. Systems are looking good.
Tower traffic UH-60L entering Mother Series.
SAR deploy smoke. No, we're not within 8 clicks. You can see somebody got shot down out that way. Keep our... Yep, you can see something got shot down. So you see there's blue smoke out on the island. That means there's people out that way conducting search and rescue as well. You see the 2 helicopters way out there.
Now, I'm not going to lie to you guys. It might be a little dicey whenever I come in to land on the tunnel.
Love how you could actually hear the APU and the radios in the background when you're talking to them on comms here. See, start to play smoke.
I have like 3 hours, maybe 4 hours on a helicopter.
There we are.
My landings are spotty on the ground. I'll be out of your way by then.
Well, it's very nice of him to mention that. So
But
it looks like
flying helicopters is very fun. It's a nice change from flying the F-14 all the fucking time.
so. Essentially, if it's hard to hear what he's saying, he's pretty much just stated he's used to flying the F-14, which is a fixed wing, and he just started flying helicopters. He's got 3 hours in flying helicopters. He wants to land, but he wanted to let somebody know, the other guy who is queuing up the mic, that he is not comfortable landing anywhere near or close to him because he may crash into him with only 3 hours of experience flying these things. So, I commend that. Alright, so lowering airspeed now. There they are. So that's the other guy. He's saying the same thing. Air traffic at the Tarawa. He's going to be taking off. So now the other guy will have a lot more confidence in landing, not worrying that there's another helicopter there. He just came over and asked for a radio check on 250. And somebody responded, Lima Charlie. Well, that'll be allowed and clear. We can hit him with a 5x5, the first 5. Clarity. Last 5. Volume. Trying to maintain this hover here. That's all the pilots, so there's one more here. I'll do something dumb, but let's look from the outside. Well, then I lose reference. But yeah, that's never good. Take your hands off the controls for half a second, you got an issue. There's another one on board. Let's do that again real quick. Alright, I slipped too far. Crew chief, how many aircrew on board? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6. Alright, this I think is a group. There's going to be too many of them. They have to be picked up at once. They are AI for fighting. They're not pilots. So these are not players that have been shot down. And I don't have enough on board capacity at all, so Chinook's going to have to come pick them up. And that's why they're visible on the map. That makes sense. Alright, that just means the Chinook went down, but all those pilots on board, as well as that set of infantry, and everybody survived, I guess, the impact. So we'll head back to the Tarawa now, drop these guys off, and then see if we can finish up on the water and head back to land. Let's head over to Cyprus. Looking good. There's another helicopter out that way over there. Another one right there. Looks like someone right behind the ship. Oh, they're trying to land on the ship. They almost missed. That person's struggling. They went below the deck. Almost into the water. Helicopters are not easy, but once you kind of get them down, first understanding why they do what they do. The why is very important. Understanding the why and everything. We are very curious creatures. So once we know the why, then we can learn how to do. So that guy has 3 hours. Good for him. He'll get there. Those are pilots getting picked up by other people. I think once we get these pilots back, which is great, because that was what? That was 10 pilots on the first trip, and this trip was crew chief. How many air crew on board? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 16 pilots have been returned. And if any of those are attack helicopters, which a couple of them are, that's going to give us those pilots, if they're interested in playing again, within their allotted 24-hour time. It's relative to when you crash, so if you crash at 3 p.m. your time, you have till 3 p.m. the next day for that pilot life to get back. And there's a live map that shows you the location of all the pilots and how many minutes or hours since they've been shot down. So if you see that they got 2 hours remaining, you can go out and pick them up real quick before they, technically, in in-game terms, they perish, right? They die after the 24 hours. And that life is considered lost. And if they're captured, or rather rescued within that 24-hour time, that life is not lost, because they were returned to some form of medical care. Tower airspace, UH-60 inbound from the north, 30 seconds out. So we're just announcing ourselves. I don't see any traffic coming in from our right. Nobody else has announced themselves in this particular airspace as well. We're going to come in from the north. SAR, been taken to the medical clinic. Good job. All right, that's going to conclude the video here. It's my first time doing a full flight. That was cold start on my tracking VR center headset. And, hope that was enjoyable. I think that a lot of the in-between flights sometimes can feel boring to some, but hope some of you guys enjoyed it. I know people have been requesting a full flight, but we'll start with a little rescue mission, and then start recording some of my buddies flying with me. We're out there blowing stuff up as well, so it's a good time. So, if you watched it and you enjoyed it, thank you very much. Glad you enjoyed it. Have a good day.
Tower airspace, UH-60 inbound from the north, 60 seconds out.
Oh, he's coming back. Where's he at? That's got to be him. Let's move a little bit for him. CSAR deploy flare. CSAR deploy flare. There you are.
We have some enemy forces inside the yellow circle, ZSU and manpads.
CSAR deploy smoke.
Request CSAR.
Alright, we got another pilot. Request active CSAR. Oh, there's a bunch more in our area. He's going in for a rescue. He's in.
Request CSAR.
CSAR deploy flare. Ah, there they are. I hope that's friendly. If that's not friendly, we're in a bad, bad way. Fixed wing.